Hi everyone, I'm Jordan, and this is David, and welcome to our Society and Culture video.
For this project, Jordan and I wanted to explore one of our favorite things, food, but we wanted to go deeper and actually experience firsthand what Morocco had to offer.
With the help of Dua and Rania, we pulled together a list of places to go and things to try that would give us a true Moroccan experience. Now, let's get cracking.
The first food on our list was basara. Basara is a soup traditionally made with pureed fava bean and spices. Sometimes split peas or chickpeas are used instead. Although it is referred to as a soup, it's usually eaten as dip with bread. It's typically served during colder months as a breakfast, but it can really be served any time of day. The place we were recommended to try it at, Restaurant Damahana, is located right next to Park Rimalat, so we were able to enjoy a beautiful view of the woods and water as we walked to try our first dish.
It's pretty much a green bean soup, and they drizzle olive oil on top when they serve it, and then we have to mix it together. So now we're gonna give it a try. It's really fun. Slow sip. Yeah, okay. It's kind of, yeah, it is kind of like a split pea soup, really, kind of. Yeah, I can taste like the green beans or something, because that's like pretty much all it is, but like, the taste is pretty okay. Honestly, it is like I kind of wish there was something else in it, but like it's not awful.
I feel like you get what you expect. I mean, it's called green bean soup. It tastes like green beans. It's just kind of like pureed. So it's pretty good.
Yep.
We also added a little bit of salt to see if would improve the flavor. Really, no difference at all. I also. Amanda, this is our video.
Oh, more salt.
Just a little.
Also, I just want to say that I think it's funny because they always talk about like serving things family style here, like the tagine and everything, and like even the soup is like served family style for like all of us. So,
Great observation.
yeah, just something funny that it's like I don't hate it and I'm not mad at it, but I don't know if I'd go out of my way for it. But I can appreciate it.
Overall, we both agreed the basara was pretty okay. We preferred to use the soup as a dip for the bread instead of just eating it alone. While more flavor would have been nice, adding salt did help a little bit, and it reminded us a lot of a split pea soup from home. While we agreed we wouldn't go out of our way for this dish, we didn't have any major problems with it. That's why we're ranking basara with 3 out of 5 Davids. Now on to our next dish.
Next on our list is a dish called rafiza. This is actually a variation of a dish called trid, which is an Arabic meal that's been around for centuries, made with stew and broth served over a masemen or harsha bread. We'll actually try both breads later in the video. Rafiza is like a Moroccan comfort food and is typically served at gatherings among friends and family. It is also traditionally served the third day following the birth of a child. We tried a version with chicken over the masemen bread at a restaurant in Tangier called Dar Naji. The restaurant had a traditional Moroccan atmosphere with large family-style tables to eat at while seated at low-to-the-ground benches.
As Rania described it to me, it's like chicken soup, but soaked up in bread. Camera woman, did you get some nice views? Delicious. All right. Well, without further ado, all right, David, ready to dig in? It actually kind of looks like suspiciously good, but I am not really sure.
All right, I'm trying.
Go for it.
Yeah, they weren't kidding about the bread. There's a lot of bread. It's kind of chewy. It's actually very chewy.
It's like a tortilla shell, pretty much. Like a soft tortilla is what the consistency of the bread reminds me of. The taste, though, I like the taste. Yeah, I like the taste. Just so cute. Alright, I think I'm actually gonna get some chicken with this bite, though. What are you thinking, David?
I mean, I'm a fan. I feel like it's probably the most. We haven't had anything too much like this yet.
Agreed.
Just like the way they kind of cut up the bread and put it in there.
Some mint tea to wash down the first few bites.
It's much better with the sauce.
Do you think so?
I think it just like, it was a little dry before with that.
Sure. Yeah. I don't know what else is in here. I'm trying to describe it to you guys. It's like chicken. It kind of does taste like chicken soup, like Rania was saying. And then I think it has like some sort of like lentil, onion, like kind of like a thick sauce on top of it. And then we added that other sauce too, but
There's some onion in it too.
yeah. But yeah, no, I think it's pretty good actually. Like, it's kind of strange because we don't really have anything like it at home, so I don't think I know how to like react to it, but like the taste is pretty good. Also, we ordered 2 of these because he told us that one was small and for one person. But I could definitely see this feeding 2 people.
Yeah, the portion sizes here have just been a lot bigger than what I'm used to in the US.
We both thought Rafisa was pretty good. Although there was a lot more bread than chicken, which kind of made some parts a little chewy, the broth helped add some nice flavor and moisture to the dish. We can definitely see why it's considered a comfort food. It did remind us of a chicken soup from home, but was packed with warm and comforting flavors. That's why we're giving Rafisa a 4 out of 5 Davids. We couldn't wait to try our next Moroccan meal. Another meal that Rania suggested we try is a traditional meal eaten during Ramadan. During the month of Ramadan, Muslims are not permitted to eat or drink between sunrise and sunset, so the meal eaten at the end of the day, known as iftar, is usually very big. We were fortunate enough to help Karima and the kitchen staff help prepare this meal. The meal traditionally begins with dates and then the soup, harira. This is a tomato-like soup with noodles eaten with a hard-boiled egg and followed by a shabakia cookie. If you're a fan of the TV show The Office, you might recognize this cookie from the episode Moroccan Christmas.
That's a halwa shabakia cookie. They serve it during Ramadan.
When dinner was finally ready, David and I couldn't wait to try what we had made.
It's actually pretty good. I like it. I can really taste the cilantro.
Kind of tastes a little bit like tomato soup, but
That's the goal.
they had tomato. That flavor's coming out.
And the lemon. But yeah, no, it's pretty good.
Due to some technical difficulties, we unfortunately couldn't capture the audio of us sampling the shabakia cookie. The shabakia cookie is usually in the shape of a rose that is fried and coated with honey and lastly sprinkled with sesame seeds. Because of the several different steps involved, like toasting the sesame seeds and soaking the cookies in honey, they can be quite difficult to make. Because they're so time-consuming, it's not uncommon for Moroccan women to gather before the month of Ramadan to make huge batches that will last the whole month. We actually tried 2 kinds at dinner, some that Karima made and some she ordered from a bakery. We all agreed we preferred Karima's cookie. Then it was time for the main course. The couscous we have at dinner is a very typical Moroccan meal served among all classes. It's not unusual for it to be served more than once a week, usually paired with a meat or vegetable. The sweet kind we had with cinnamon and sugar, however, is usually only served for special meals and does not need to be paired with anything. The chicken pockets are called briawat and are actually what we spent most of the time in the kitchen making. While these can be either sweet or savory, the ones we prepared were with chicken, and then wrapped in a dough similar to phyllo dough called werka dough. These are often served as an appetizer or dessert, and the ones we made with Karima were very good. To top the meal off, we had some of Karima's classic chicken cutlet. Unfortunately, we were also unable to capture the audio for the main course. However, David and I both agreed that we were impressed with this meal. While we were both a bit weary of the cinnamon sugar couscous, we were pleasantly surprised to see that we liked it a lot more than the cinnamon sugar spaghetti we had tried earlier in the semester. It reminded us of oatmeal, only with a less soupy consistency. As far as the briawat, it may have been the highlight of the meal. We don't really have anything like this at home, but it was definitely one of our favorite Moroccan foods so far. It also seemed to be a favorite among the rest of the students as well. It was cool to see how what we had worked hard on all afternoon actually ended up being one of the favorite dishes. And of course, the chicken cutlet was delicious as always. Watching the meal being made was definitely an eye-opening experience into the world of Moroccan cuisine. Thanks to Karima, we were able to work firsthand with a lot of their ingredients, which was an amazing experience. Although I think everyone agreed that the briawat were the highlight of the meal, we really enjoyed all components of it. We're giving this dish 3.5 out of 5 Jordans just because we felt that with our personal tastes, it fell somewhere between the first 2 dishes we tried. Now it's time for some baked goods. Next, David, Sarah, and I headed to a bakery that Rania had recommended a few minutes walk away from school. As you can see, they had a huge variety and were very friendly and accommodating to us Americans. First, David and I tried harsha. Harsha is a bread that is sort of like an English muffin with the consistency of cornbread. It's often eaten at breakfast with tea or coffee, but also makes a good snack. Instead of flour, to make harsha, they use semolina, which is a popular wheat in North Africa. It's also used in making couscous.
Alright, so we're going into this first thing, which I'll edit in the narration, but let's go for it. Okay. How do you feel?
I mean, it's kind of like some cornbread.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
It's a good consistency.
It's moist, which I can appreciate. I feel like it needs some jam or something, which is probably how we're supposed to be eating it.
Yeah,
but
it's good. I think for the first one we tried, I think this is a good start.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely very promising.
Translated from Moroccan, Ka'ab el Gazelle literally means gazelle ankles, but these cookies are gazelle-free. They consist of an almond paste wrapped in a pastry crust and baked into a crescent shape. These cookies are traditionally served as desserts, especially at parties or other special occasions.
The next is this thing, which I'm pretty sure is like a little almond cookie name right there. Alright, let's go for it.
That's good.
It tastes like pie crust to me. It has the almond flavor, but like it's pretty much like a pie crust, I think.
It's kind of got the vanilla flavor too. That's good.
Yeah, definitely. David likes it. It's pretty good. Yeah, the nutty flavor really comes through on the inside, but it's pretty good. This one doesn't need jam or anything. I think it speaks very well on its own.
Also known as rachayev, masemen is a bread, kind of like a pancake, that is also served at breakfast time with tea or as a snack. Although they can stand alone, some people prefer to add jam or honey to make them sweeter. Karima actually makes these for us for breakfasts.
I recognize this from the dining hall. I forget what it's called at the moment, but I know it's like the thing that Karima makes for us. Alright, cheers it. I think Karima might have some competition. This is pretty good. I mean, I'm also like getting the vibe that I would like to have it with something, you know, maybe some like butter or
I think it'd be a good kind of side dish for breakfast.
Yeah.
With some eggs or something.
I can support that. But it's pretty good. Again, moist. I'm really into it. Nothing's dry.
Our last bread, fakosa, is actually only found in northern Morocco. It's typically served at weddings and other special events. Since women are not typically allowed to travel on their own, they will often bring it back from weddings they attend as proof to their husbands that they actually attended the ceremony.
Alright, so this is our last little item here. It's like a sweet bread, so we're just gonna try it.
Feels a little dense.
It's very doughy,
Yeah,
but it's still good.
it's pretty dense. Honestly, kind of dry for my taste, but the taste is pretty good.
I think with some mint tea,
Oh, pretty smart.
I think it'd be a good thing.
All right, David. So, which one would you say your favorite was?
I think my favorite was the cornbread looking one. It reminded me of home, so I think it was a nice thing to have, and yeah, you know, overall, just good taste. It was moist. What about you? What do you think?
I would definitely agree with you that one had good taste and was moist, but like honestly, I think my favorite is this, just because it's simple. I can see it going with a lot of things. I don't know. I really vibe with it.
Trying all of these foods was an incredibly enlightening experience. We definitely gained a unique perspective and insight into not only the food, but the culture behind it. Plus, as two people who love food, we thought it was cool that we had the opportunity to try foods that we probably wouldn't have if it weren't for this project. We definitely recommend that you all go out of your comfort zone and try some Moroccan food as well, whether it was included in this video or not. Thank you all for watching. We hope you learned something and enjoyed yourselves as much as we did.